What's up, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sassy and we're going to be heading into another episode of 5 minutes of CSGO. So heading into the CSGO Berlin Major, I want to try and cover as much of this as possible. And we are going to be starting off with the Major, coming up with 2 days until the Challenger stage of the Major. I want to cover specific regions and teams with their first matchups. First off, we have Tyloo taking on G2. Stylistically, a very interesting game when you think of French CS at its prime and peak. You think of the outright aggression of the French scene, the force buys and crazy pistols. When you think of Tyloo in the Asian region, you just think of upfront aggression, staying in your face and not letting you build or feel comfortable playing your own game. This is really prominent in any of their upsets that Tyloo or Vici or any other Asian team for that matter has made, and I think it'll be a very important factor in this matchup. Obviously, as the game has evolved, higher level teams have learned to adapt to this presence and pressure. It's not a matter of whether or not they can catch teams off guard anymore, and these are much more deeper approach. Obviously, these teams have learned that this is a very profound advantage in the way they approach the game, but now it has to be calculated aggression, and that's what this style of CS needs to develop into. I think we saw signs of this starting to happen at IM Katowice, where Tyloo and Vici were able to get off of great early starts. I think, however, for Tyloo, this is a great matchup for them to be able to exercise it in a team that are used to playing that sort of style, and I think that G2 may get baited into playing that way. It might actually favour the Chinese squad if this does happen. I think player-wise, you can't look past this Tyloo roster as they are one of the most talented rosters in CSGO man for man. I think this is going to be one amazing matchup, and with the best of one at stake here, it's going to be hard to tell where this goes. If Kenny and Shock show up together, I think the threats of everyone else on the G2 side, it may blow over for G2. Map wise, I feel like these teams play a lot of Dust 2 and Overpass, and they could very likely be the maps. However, I feel like this might go to Inferno. I'm going to go Tyloo 16-11 to take the upset win against G2. Now naturally, everyone shouldn't be surprised that I'm going to be following the Australians at this stage of the Major, and that's just natural, but I think there's going to be a lot of potential and a great storyline for them here. I think their performance at the Asian Minor was great, and beating Tyloo to be able to get to this spot was great. It was not the cleanest of games going to overtime on the third map, but nevertheless they did it, and I think they have so much to prove here. I think going up against Crazy is going to be definitely an interesting matchup as well, in the sense that people have such high expectations for them. This first matchup is a real test for me to be able to see how they'll perform throughout the rest of the Major, in the sense that they should be able to sweep Greyhound. At least that's what everyone else's expectations are. However, Greyhound have experience at this stage now, and Crazy don't, and I feel like that may be a factor in this matchup. How much? I don't know. I'm going to go against what many people will see happening in this game, and I think it'll be a very close matchup. I think Greyhound have so much potential, and I believe that so much. It's really a risk talking about them so highly in this situation, as there really isn't any evidence to back it up at the moment. In my opinion, this is where they break through, and why the storyline is so great, in the sense that I believe they have potential to be a great Australian team, but still living in Australia, and a good example that the overall esports scene is developing, and that the gap between the NA and EU scenes is getting closer and closer for the Australians. Still a long way to go though. Now Crazy are clearly the favourites here, but Greyhound are going to win this one as well, with it potentially being Mirage, Dust 2, Train or Nuke. I think it'll come down to the comfort of Mirage, where Greyhound will win 19-17 in overtime, taking the upset. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm not going with the numbers, I'm going with my gut. Sorry, Jesus. Now, Fury are taking on Hellraisers, a very, very interesting matchup. Hellraisers are definitely still a roster to be reckoned with, and yes, they may not be showing it at the moment, but I think it is a very good matchup for Fury to get their confidence back on board, and really show that they are still anywhere near the level that they've been peaking at. It's not a full test, so to speak, but I think it'll prove a lot of the doubts of this Brazilian side, and get them back on track to performing. I think Fury will take this one out 16-11 on either Mirage or Overpass, but I wouldn't be surprised if Hellraisers try and switch things up and prepare for them on Nuke. Who knows, but we will go with Mirage. Definitely a good matchup for two teams that are potentially falling into the abyss. Now this is taking a lot longer than I thought, so we're going to be wrapping this up quickly with the rest of the matchups. A Vanguard taking on Complexity. A Vanguard I think are a much stronger team, and unless Obu can change the Complexity squad, it'll be a Vanguard taking it out comfortably. Mouse and Force, a very big proving match for Force. I feel like Mouse and their players have too much class and experience and will take this game out. North and Inns now, these two sides avoided each other at the minor play-in, but I think this will be a good proving ground for both of these teams. For North at getting back to this level, and Inns to show that they are worthy of being here. Big proving match here, which could go any way, but I say North. NRG will crush Dream Eaters, and Vitality will take down Simon, Zywoo or not. Now going to the invites, roster changes and qualifications, this video is taking too long, so this will get a miss for this episode. I apologize to anyone, but yeah, that's going to be it. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see ya in the next video.